Welcome to Ellis, Mowers, and More. On today's small engine repair video, I've got this John Deere L100 that I wish I had fixed 2 months ago already, but time gets away from you and repairs get away. This should not be a very hard repair, hopefully. It's running and driving. The deck belt has slipped off and need to throw some blades on it. And a couple other small things. Valve adjustment, a little bit hard starting. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with all of that, and hopefully we can bring this L100 back to life pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and get started. So here's the L100 John Deere. Whenever I hook it up to a jump box, it will kick over, but it is very hard to turn over. So 17.5 horsepower Briggs and Stratton, a bunch of oil on it, valve cover's leaking, I believe, and we need to pull that off anyways for the valve adjustment, which we'll do here in just a second. But overall, decent shape, not terrible. Seat's pretty bad. I may throw a seat on it. 5-speed transmission. So this is your bare bones entry-level John Deere Lowe's tractor, basically, for you. So again, it wasn't desperately needs an oil change. Does it need an air filter? Probably. Yeah, probably. That looks pretty rough for what it is. So throw that on there. We've got to fix the oil leak again. It's probably a valve cover. We got to adjust the valves on it as well first. Get this thing starting a little bit better because it's just doing that right now. So valves are out, and we'll put them back in here next. Get the valve cover off pretty easy, just 4 3/8. I think this valve cover was leaking pretty bad. So let's take a look in here, see what we got. We'll replace the gasket on it. Oh yeah, there's a significant. I can see through the gap there. So pretty substantial, I would say. And let's just, for kicks, what do we got here? Like a 14 thousandths. I mean, that fits in. That's over twice. That's almost 3 times the gap. So what do we need? A 10 millimeter, a T15 or 20? I can't remember exactly. Let's see. One of those easy ones, or one of those ones that I have in my arsenal here. T20. Loosen the T20, tighten the 10 millimeter. We got to go a long ways on this one. So 5 thousandths. Let me find that. Can't find the 5 thousandths. Got a little bit of rust on the. There we are. I actually may have got it. This may have been a one-hit wonder right here. Pretty darn close. I'm just going to tighten it just the tiniest bit more. Like right there, and we'll be done. So, and then what I want to do is make sure that I've got it where I need it for the intake. And y'all will see this. I mean, that is so far out. It's crazy. pretty close again. I think I went a little bit too far that time though. I think that's right on the money. Yeah, that's right there. So what I'm going to do now is just take this valve cover gasket off, which is, you see how old and brittle it is. So I'm going to take that off, put a new one on, slap that 3/8 back on, and we'll see how well it starts after that. Should start well, and then I'll go ahead and change the oil in it, give this thing a really good wash, and then we'll get this thing fine-tune it a little bit. Alright, so this should be a lot easier to start now. I'm not going to run it very long because it doesn't have it's a little bit low on oil, but I do want to get the current oil in there kind of warm so that it'll be easy to get drained out and get everything changed. So, given all that, let's go ahead and see if this thing will start easier now. I think maybe the battery's dead. Kind of. Let's see. I hope it's not the compression release. I'm not going to be thrilled if it's that. Yeah, this battery's only got 12 volts in it, like literally 12.00, so need to charge it up, but what I can do for the time being, just to show you that it runs, and for us to get it running so that we can get the oil nice and warm, is throw this on it. If it works. I don't know if I've shown y'all it clean yet, just because I had a lot of moving parts this week, but it is cleaned up. I put a little ATF in the front tires, greased up the front end, also got a little bit of WD-40 on the spindles there because it was turning a little bit hard. I don't know if it's because of this, actually a decently done repair for the drag link there. I don't think I'm even going to worry about changing it out because that drag link ain't going to go nowhere. So really good. It does start and run like it's supposed to now. Now, what we've got to do mostly is get the deck right and sort out that seat and make it look a little bit better. I don't have a seat cover here or anything like that. I may just just because it's an L100, I don't know how many hours are on it. It's a cheap mower as it is. I don't even know if I'm going to even go to the extent of painting the rust spots on it. I think I'm just going to throw like a little seat cover over it, like them little fabric ones that I got for cars a while back that I've still got a few that I can do. Because I have another seat, but it's not any better to the point where I need to like, to where if I change it out it would really make it any better, if that makes any sense. So because this whole bolster is just busted on it. If I can get these bolsters intact, slap a seat cover on it with some silicone on it, then we should be good. But everything did clean up really well, if I haven't shown y'all already. And it does start and run really well again too, so I'll do that real quick for y'all. If I haven't done it already, we've got some blades to put on it. We've got to put a spindle on it, and I think we'll be done after that. And the steering is a lot better after I lubed it up as well. So, also forgot I got to put a belt on this thing. So, I'm going to sort all three of those things out very quickly. I'll rip the deck off here because we're going to put the spindle and the blades on it. Might as well do that with the deck off because that makes it a little bit easier for me. And or I could just put it on the mower jack and take the front mount off and just let it sit. I might do that instead of having to take the whole deck off. So, and then figure out this situation here with the seat. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the front mount of the deck off, put it on my mower jack, lift it up, and then I'll change the spindle and stuff out with that being right there. Luckily I don't see any broken brackets on the deck, and we should be good. Like I said, this is old L100. I don't think if I put, you know, the way the cosmetics are, if I put paint and stuff on it there, it's really going to bring much more money. It's a $500 to $600 mower all day long. So that's and I need to crank them out. So that's what it's going to be. Okay, so I had to. This pulley here was bad. I had to swap it out, so I got a good one there. The other one's sitting over there, and the bearings are pretty bad on it. I have a spindle housing here for a John Deere. The issue is I really just need to get this shaft off, and this shaft is stuck in there pretty good. So I'm going to take this 7/8 off and spray a little bit of WD-40 down there, and I'm going to try and knock it out right here on the mower. Hopefully that'll do it for us. And then I can take the remainder of the spindle off and put that spindle with the good bearings on it, or I could knock the old bearings out of this one, depending on how bad it's scored and stuff. But I got to get this shaft off first, which is a little bit of a chore, it seems. Looking underneath here, there's actually a little bit of rust here in the middle of the mower deck. It's away from a bunch of pulleys and stuff, so shouldn't impact anything, but worth noting, I suppose. Alright, y'all, so I think we're getting close. Hopefully I haven't jinxed myself, but I swapped and put some different blades on. The ones that are in the trash can are the ones that were on it, and they were done. As you can see, the edge right there. And then we've got, I don't want to put brand new blades on this, although I do have a set. I want to reserve those for either a customer tractor or a tractor that's nicer than this. But I've got sharpened blades, which apparently I forgot to sharpen one side of that blade right there. Oh my goodness. It's almost 5 o'clock on a Friday, so but I will sharpen that side here in a second. I gotta level the deck still. It looks like I need to raise the front of it up, but I just want to see proof of concept. Also, what I did on this left side, this left spindle isn't bad, I don't think, The shaft is a little bit worn. I don't have another shaft lying around, but I think it's going to be fine. And I put a couple of guides here made out of some metal just so that it doesn't try to hop off of the pulley while we are using it. So, unfortunately I didn't have another belt. I think this belt on it is going to be okay. But I do want to get this thing out. I want to see proof of concept if it works. I did tighten up the brake caliper just a little bit with a couple of, with a 13 millimeter, just turned it 2 turns inward right there on the right rear. And so we'll see if that ends up bringing the brakes back a little bit, because they were a little bit weak. I mean, for what it is, that's pretty good. The right spindle wants to turn a little bit. I think the brake's a little worn out on it, but you know, given all that, I'll take it. Got a little bit of steam coming out still. Remember, this was extremely oily when we first worked on this, so I probably need to run it a little bit. One thing that I always do with these John Deeres, especially with the ones with the shifter, because it's a two-hand operation when you have that, is I take the 2 wires here for the button for the reverse and I cross them. I just bypass that so that you don't have to press that button every time you go into reverse. It's a very beneficial item to not have on this. The brakes could be a little bit better. They're not terrible, but you know, for what this is, especially with the seat, which I'll figure out what to do with that, it kind of is what it is. So given all that, well, I'll finish up everything. I got to level the mower deck, which just requires that bolt right there to be up or loosened and then shifted up and down. And then the front bolt here, I can't remember what size it is because John Deere is all metric. Right there, looks like a 3/4 or a maybe just a little bit smaller. I'm going to lift the front of this deck up a little bit to make it a little bit, because it's got that rake down on it. The good news is it's got some decent tires in the rear that have been replaced at some point, so that's super. And then I'm probably just going to tour the front yard of this thing for a few, make sure everything's straight on it before we call it on this and get this thing out of here. Alright, final touches have made this mower actually look pretty decent for what it is. If it takes a second for it to sell, I may spray paint the deck and the fender. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna be too much trouble to sell. It'll probably sell for like $500 to $550. I've got $200 in it. Ended up putting that other seat on it. Had to adjust the or I had to put the seat back and everything on it. Looks better than the one that was on it for sure. And then I fixed the brake caliper. My grandpa was here. I didn't want to film while he was here, and I was talking to him. So all you have to do is take off your 13 millimeters back here, and then there's a hook on the side that you can kind of see right there to hook the brake linkage together, and just free up them caliper pins. I took the 13 millimeter off in the middle. This one's actually simpler than a Craftsman to do. Did that. We got good brakes now, and she's cuts grass fine, drives fine. I leveled the mower deck, so I'll back y'all up a little bit so that y'all can see that the brakes and everything work on it like it's supposed to before we finish this video up. That deck spindle on the right side, I may have to lube up that blade brake a little bit, but we'll let it finish its thing there and turn completely off. And all that is just so the return brake isn't really working. I may fix that real quick as well, but it's just, I don't know if it's frozen or right there at the pivot point down there, if it just needs a little bit of general cleaning, but it's everything is off and like it's supposed to, and it looks like it's gonna engage and disengage like it's supposed to. There's a little bit of a gap right there with the belt, but it doesn't seem like it's falling off or anything like that, even when it does that. Let's see. It's still operating like it should. So yeah, I think we're pretty much done with this. Like I said, that spring right there is frozen up, so I may throw some WD-40 on it, see if I can get that freed up a little bit. Let me see if I can get that operational, because that would be even better if I could do that. So I got to move it again, but the blade brake's a little bit too far gone in order for it to work. It still spins a little bit, but I mean, it is what it is. $500 mower, $550 mower ain't gonna be perfection. That's a very common thing with these John Deere mowers as well. They just have issues with that, those blade brakes, and you don't want to try and fix that and then cause it to where the tension of the belt gets you know, fighting the blade engagement spring, and then also coming back too far and throwing the belt off as well. So gotta kind of take everything with a grain of salt there, but everything, I mean, it's engaging like it's supposed to. It just takes a little bit of time for that right spindle to cool down whenever it finishes cutting. It will turn off a lot faster whenever you're sitting on the grass. So that ain't gonna be that big of a deal. And like I said, I think this thing's gonna be just fine for whoever ends up getting it. I think it's gonna be a good machine. Do I really want to paint it and do all that and put the extra effort in? Yes, but the problem is I'm still very busy. I've got about 2 or 3 more here that are very close to being done, and the time that I can spend making an extra $50 painting this thing, I can get the next 2 ready in a very short amount of time, not much longer than what it would take for me to, prep all this, paint it, and get it 100%. But this will still bring some decent money. I've only got $200 in it, and maybe about 2 to 3 hours of time. So you can't really complain about what I've got in it, and it should, make a decent return for me. I've got a couple people I'm going to call and message to see if they want this. I don't give them a lot of time, because 90% of the time, they never get back to me. They're like, hey, you got a riding mower? And I say, yeah. And then a couple weeks later, I'm like, hey, I got one ready. Never hear from them. So we'll see if that materializes. If not, I'll throw it on Marketplace for $550, and somebody will offer me $500, and they'll take it home. So I'll be happy with that, and we'll move on to the next one. So not too bad on this L100. It's been sitting at home for a while. Literally just have not had the time to get to it. Things have slowed down a little bit. I still got a lot of projects here, but a little bit more time to allocate to fixing and selling my own stuff, which you'll see a little bit more here in the coming weeks on the channel. Thanks again for watching this small engine repair video, and I will catch y'all on the next one.